Welcome to Gloria's Gab Live. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm very happy to have today a dear friend of mine, Pete de la Torre with Kamako, and we're going to talk all and find out all about Kamako and how it's an initiative of in Doral. And but before we do that, I want to thank my show sponsors, South Florida PBS. If you're not a member, you need to be. An amazing array of shows that they have all the time, and then Burha Medical Institute, a company of Quigley eye specialist. They have an event coming up at the end of this month, and if you look in the Coral Gables News in Biscayne Bay, you'll see that they're going to have a high tea and talk with Dr. Baraha, and it's free, and it should be really an interesting talk if you've got the problems with those droopy eyelids.
I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. My husband, I think it kind of runs in my family. So, yeah. So, but they have an amazing, if you've never been to their building, they have an amazing building at 2550 Douglas Road. And they offer everything from ophthalmology to plastic surgery. So anyway, so now let's talk about what's happening in Doral. First of all, Doral is such an awesome city to live in, and I do live there. And Pete has been involved in Doral for decades now.
Since I've been about 5 years old.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. But
it seems that way.
But we were talking about Kamako is the Chamber of Commerce for the city of Doral.
Well, what it is, and thank you so much for inviting me to be with you here today. Kamako is the Latin American Chamber of Commerce of the USA. Mm-hmm. They are an organization that have been around close to 60 years now.
Right.
They are incredibly well established here locally and connected globally.
Right.
And Kamako is a very unique organization in that it does programming in both English and Spanish. Mm-hmm. Okay. And is also very, and we can talk about this a little bit later, very entrenched in giving back to the community. Mm-hmm. It's part of their DNA. It's part of what they've been doing forever. And it's just amazing how they are a true partner in giving back to the community there. Kamako Doral is an idea that was going back to the beginning of 2020. Okay. Yes, there was a couple of months before COVID.
What a great time to start.
Is a market that they wanted to expand their programming. Mm-hmm. Obviously Doral and West Miami-Dade County, not just Doral. That's the fastest growing part of South Florida, led by the city of Doral. Mm-hmm. Right. We started to talk, Kamako and myself, right as the pandemic started. And I started to speak with the president of Kamako, Joe Chi, about how we could start rolling out some initiatives, some projects to expand and tap into what was going. Right. One thing led to another, and we created, in essence, first of all, something called Kamako West, which is a broader, a more of a global look at all West Miami-Dade County, right? And
so Doral and West Kendall, that whole area?
Everything really west of the airport, south to Kendall, north to the Dade Broward line.
That's huge.
It's huge.
Wow.
All that being said, the epicenter of West Miami-Dade County, and probably the epicenter of Miami-Dade County, is the city of Doral.
Isn't it funny? I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
If you live in Doral, you can, in 20 minutes, you can get to Coral Gables. You can get to all the way to Homestead. It's nuts.
It's crazy. 3 out of the 4 major highways, 836 Turnpike and the Palmetto, really enclose and are the boundaries of the city of Doral. Mm-hmm. So geographically, as you just alluded to right now, it's very straight. You can get there, and it's not a difficult find. The city with its growth, with its design growth, right, led by Mayor J.C. Bermudez,
who is amazing,
incredible
our founding mayor,
founding mayor, exactly. They've been very focused from day one as a city.
And a great commission.
Great council members, terrific.
Yeah, right.
So one thing led to another, and they were looking to work together with with an organization or a chamber that they could really, be comfortable with. So long story short, Kamako Doral is recognized and endorsed by the city of Doral as its official chamber of commerce.
Right.
And we have been doing basically everything we've done today.
And we talked about this. This is a 501c6, just like the
Exactly.
Coral Gables Chamber and other
Exactly.
chambers. Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
So Kamako Doral is an initiative of the Kamako umbrella.
It's under their umbrella.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But then that gives you an amazing source of like contacts, but resources like that are, you were telling me the membership is like in the thousands,
Exactly.
and it's international.
It's international. Kamako has been really at the forefront, especially as the pandemic was starting. They were ready. They knew where everything was going to go. So they became a leader in the business groups' digital platforms.
Right.
Everybody else eventually got there, but they were ahead of the curve when it came to that. And now, fast forward to June 2021, things are starting to loosen up. Our first 4 to 5 months was 100% online, Zoom, webinars, and that's what we did.
As most.
We just started in February doing face-to-face VIP meet and greets.
Right.
We're bringing the leaders of the business community together with the city officials to just meet and greet. Nothing really complicated about that. Just get to know each other and begin that process.
But that's so important. And I think that's something you did years ago, the Doral Business Council, because, you grew that from nothing. And I see that happening again. And I'm very excited about it because nobody can do it like you. And the meet and greets, what a great idea. I was just telling him, I really miss all the things we used to do in Doral. And now I'm so excited that, you're going to make it happen again. And particularly for the outreach to small business, which, is one of your targets. Now.
Absolutely. I mean, the small business community is the majority of what Doral is, what South Florida is, what the country is, right?
Right.
So when you look at, everybody was affected with COVID. I mean, across the board. I mean, everybody. You're one of the top leaders in the nonprofit world, and you've been doing that for, nonprofits got decimated, right? Yeah. Small businesses, especially the micro-owned businesses, were just completely, it was a disaster. I mean, we're the restaurants and any other types of business. And unfortunately, a lot of them were designated non-essential. Okay.
Yeah.
I never understood that, because if you own a business and it's your livelihood, that's extremely essential to you.
That kind of bothered me a little bit too, because Walmarts were open, but the mom and pop store wasn't open. And they may have been selling the same kind of things, but so the small businesses took a bigger hit than the larger corporations.
Doral today has over 12,000 business. I'm probably running short, more like 14,000 business within the city limits.
Didn't I read that it's like the fastest growing city in the United States?
It's one of the fastest, definitely the fastest growing in the state.
In the state, right?
One of the fastest in the country, and it's got a unique combination of the residential and the business community.
Exactly.
Unlike, I think, most municipalities in Miami-Dade County.
Well, and that helps with the tax base, because we've got that corporate component.
You're a beneficiary of the second lowest tax millage rate in Miami-Dade County.
I got to tell you, I do enjoy that.
Yes.
But that said, we've got these amazing parks.
Oh, that's another thing.
Nobody has parks. I don't think anybody in the state of Florida has as beautiful parks as we have. In our little city, we have this amazing.
And there's environmental parks. There's the Morgan Levy's of the world, and now Doral Central Park, which is currently closed. Why? Because
it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be the most unique park in the state, maybe even in the country. 80 acres of combination of recreational fields and an amphitheater and an aquatic center.
I was going to say an aquatic center. Yeah, no, there's not going to be anything you can't do at that park. Yeah.
And then in addition to
which could be a a tourist good for
Or
like Junior Orange Bowl.
economic development.
Well, I used to be
absolutely.
a Junior Orange Bowl. So
Yeah.
for me, it was like, I'm thinking, oh my God, we could use that for our swimming events. There's so many different things you can do there, and tournaments you can bring in when you have facilities like that. So it's going to be exciting to
It's a
see what
2-year
happens
project.
in next.
It's a 2-year project.
Yeah.
It was a bond referendum that was approved by the residents
Yes.
by a whopping 60 or so percent.
Yeah.
And
We like our
they
parks.
also approved a cultural center. If you go in front of the government center in downtown Doral,
Yeah.
you see it going up already.
Yeah. 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 Oh, and that exhibit they just had. Oh my gosh.
The
They have
Manolo Valdez,
yeah.
Dorcam. Shout out to Dorcam and my friend.
Dorcam. Oh my God.
Arts and culture is off the charts.
It really is. Yeah, we are so lucky to have Dorcam in our community as well. So how do you plan on, because I know that there are not a lot of small businesses now that are part of the Kamako in the Doral, that whole area where they want to expand into. How do you anticipate going about that? Do you think you're gonna, like in the past, maybe have breakfast, or how do you anticipate?
Yeah, the good news is it's almost like, wow, things clearing up. We can start doing things again and get creative. We had to, everything we did when we launched last August was measured. We had to be very careful what we did here. We wanted to do things that were relevant and effective, because I saw one too many organizations just doing copy and paste. Everybody, was doing almost the same thing. And
Exactly.
Let's do something that has meaning to it, as opposed to just throwing it out there and have that checklist event. Okay, we did one of these, it was better I think the way we approached it there. But now, yes, Doral has large, medium, and small business. Majority of the businesses are small business, many micro-owned businesses that are still hurting, and they're going to be hurting for a while. So we've got to do a lot of work to do that. I'm proud to say that we have an official memorandum that we signed with the SBA last November. So we are partnering up with the SBA Kamako as an organization, and obviously bringing all of those initiatives
resources
to the city of Doral. Yeah. So we want to do things to bring the small business community together, to offer them opportunities through educational platforms, and at the same time to have access to the likes of an SBA.
Yeah.
For additional programming or brands.
I can see you doing an event that has a panel with the SBA and different business owners that could, kind of give their feedback, how they've used it, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and then start using our hotels. And we used to do so many things, the Intercontinental and, the Hiltons and Provident. We've got so many beautiful places to have events in the area we need to take advantage of.
There's over 30 hotels in the city of Doral and more coming down the pipeline.
The thing is, they got to have them start opening their restaurants and be able to do that. And I think now, do you have any feedback from when for instance, our friend Rosie at the Provident Blue, I know they're really short-staffed, and that's another concern.
Well,
how do we get people back to work in those hospitality fields? Because
that's
everybody
a hotbed
is
for me right now.
Everybody's suffering.
I have my view of what's going on there, but our good friend Steve Bradley, Mr. Clutchberger himself.
Yeah.
As you know, I have my own talk show, the Pete Della Torre Show. He's going to be a guest tomorrow night at 7 p.m.
We're switching. Is he going to be on with you?
Yeah, he's going to be on tomorrow night. So
he's a pistol. Yeah, really.
The hiring issue. The hiring issue is mind-boggling, because everything is being reopened again, and there's this pent-up demand that everybody's been talking about is real.
I know.
It is absolutely real. People are crazy to go out again and go to concerts and go to sporting events, yet they're short-staffed.
Yeah. And so it doesn't matter where you go, you're gonna.
Well,
you're not going to get served.
No, well, you'll get served, but just be patient. If you're going to go to dinner, expect to be there a couple of hours, and be patient. My word is to be patient with the restaurant owners, with the personnel.
You have to feel sorry for them.
Staffed.
Yeah, you have to feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
But if you need a job, it's a good time, because ultimately, all those unemployment checks and that federal money is going to dry up, and those jobs that you thought you could easily slip into may not be available. as kids graduate from
in line
college.
now.
Well, no, kids are going to graduate. My daughter got a job right. My granddaughter got a job right away in Orlando, but ultimately, the college kids are going to take those jobs, and you're going to think, oh, I can walk back into them, and maybe not, or they're going to find, just different people. But
think about where we were a year ago, right?
Yeah,
June of last year.
I was home making masks.
Yeah, and the restaurants were very limited. They couldn't serve inside. The new
It was curbside pickup.
Was curbside pickup, and then you can sit outdoors, right? But yet they weren't hiring. They were laying off people.
Yeah.
Now it's the reverse. Now they can't hire people. So
yeah, right.
I think it's, sooner rather than later it'll all be straightened out, and we'll get on a. But this has been the effects of this pandemic.
Yeah.
That totally has stirred up the world.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then, so what do you see happening in Doral? You've got your, we talked about your membership, and you've got different tiers of membership, but then you've got that baseline membership. What do you charge for your baseline membership? What kind of benefits are your small business owners going to receive for that?
Well, one of the things we're going to do, and we have been talking about this since we launched this initiative, is how do we help the small business, especially the micro-owned business, that simply do not have the resources to pay $10 of a membership. Okay, I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, right.
So we're going to be rolling out in the next couple of weeks, we call a small business affiliate membership. And this is going to be with limited benefits, will be complimentary to the small businesses in the city.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, you could do that as a start. What do they call it when you, I'm drawing a blank. This has been one of those, one of those mornings. I still haven't found my coffee cup. So when you, like just a rollout, so for an initial offering,
Right.
For maybe the first year, we're going to give you
pre-construction pricing. Or
exactly. Oh, I like that pre-construction. So that's how I bought my house.
Pre-construction of your business.
That's how I bought my house in Doral. Pre-construction.
Yeah, we're gonna be rolling that out, and we're gonna get the information out there very soon. Along with that, we're also going to be rolling out a business spotlight, spotlighting key businesses in the city of Doral. Together with the city of Doral. Now, again, a big shout out to the mayor, the council, Manny Pila, the economic development.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
We have a true partnership with the city of Doral. We do also, like I said, the meet and greets. We do it together with the city. The webinars we do it together with the city, and all of these other types of projects. Because again, we understand the importance of getting the small businesses up and running again. It is key to the city. It's not run 100% by the large companies. The engine is the small businesses.
Yeah. I was at the Dragonfly over the weekend. Place was packed.
Oh,
and
what they've done in downtown Doral.
And actually the service was relatively good. Yeah. They have 3 kitchens there. So, oh, sorry about that. I thought okay, hold on. Okay. Stop.
Gloria's pop. She's got 10 guests now that are calling.
You're right. Yeah, everybody's calling in. When can I be on your show? Do you know who I have coming next week? Rudy Bustamante.
Oh my God! Get ready, folks. Rudy
is
as raw as it gets there.
Oh
I got to
God.
tell you a story about Rudy. Back when I was doing my daily shows on 8 a.m., he was a sponsor. Yeah. And I brought him in to do a segment on entrepreneurship, right? This guy is,
but say what he is. He's Waste.
Well, Magic Waste.
Magic Waste.
And he has a great foundation.
Well, that's why he's on. We're going to talk about his foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I bring Rudy on, and I start, I'm on air live, right? In the morning, I was on from 8 to 9. I go, Rudy, so tell me your experience as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur. And he paused for a second, and he says, and what message do you have for the listeners now? For the small business? He goes, don't do it. Don't do it. Forget about it.
That's
don't be
crazy.
Do something else, but don't do it. And I'm looking at him like, that's not what I wanted you to tell me right now. I wanted you to encourage folks to open a business. And I was actually stunned for about a minute. I looked at him. I go, really?
Well, I won't ask him that question.
It was Rudy. That was a
That
perfect
was-
example of Rudy. So
Yeah, right.
all of you will have the opportunity
Yeah.
to get. He's a real deal, and he's hilarious. So he's
I know, yeah. And he's got this wonderful foundation that does so many good things in their community. So
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to have him and to share what he's doing right now. He just had an event right outside, or it might be in Coral Gables.
Mhm.
I think it was last
32nd
week sometime.
Avenue?
Yeah,
Oh, the
Yeah.
Renaissance or
at the
something.
Renaissance.
I don't know if it's
Yeah,
changed names, but it used to
I
be
don't
the
either.
Renaissance.
Yeah, but I think it's whatever used to be the Renaissance. But I couldn't go to it, and I said, it was like 3 events in one night. I'm almost missing Zoom because I could do 3 or 4 events in one night because it was Zoom. But now, if you have to travel,
Yeah, I love Zoom, and it's my talk show is online on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook and on YouTube, and it's great. I mean, it's a great way to communicate and all that. But I'm going to tell you something. At the end of the day,
nothing like being in person.
nothing like being in person and communicating, because we were not designed to be behind a screen.
No,
We
no.
were designed to interact with each other.
Yeah.
And that is that's why everybody's so crazy to get out again. Now, I want to say that, Kamako, in our events, we are following the COVID protocol.
Which pretty much now, if everybody's vaccinated,
Exactly.
and if you're not vaccinated, wear a mask,
Exactly.
but you can do anything.
But it's something that that's why we thought about it. And then when we rolled it out in February, it was with that disclaimer, COVID protocol will be, followed, enforced. And we
Yeah.
still put it on there because, again, right now it's you don't know who's vaccinated. You're not going to give me your card. Let me see that, proof at the registration desk.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that, right?
Yeah.
But I think most people are responsible. And if they're not wearing a mask, it's probably because they've been vaccinated.
Oh no, I'm sure of it. Well, I don't wear a mask when I go shopping
Oh,
anymore.
no, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm through.
I got a nice little box in my back seat. They used to empty really quick. Still pretty filled up.
But when you go to a doctor's office or you go to any,
Yes.
like a
Any
spa, that kind of
medicals,
stuff,
exactly.
you have to wear them. So
Absolutely.
I still have, but I made like, I must have made 1,000 masks. I made a lot of masks during COVID, and I gave most of them away. But I have like probably 40, 50 that I use personally.
Mhm.
So they're always in the back of my car. If anybody ever needs a mask,
Call
if for
Gloria.
any reason you haven't had your vaccine, you want mask, call me. I'll give you. You can wash them and use them. But I made the ones that you can put the filters in, and oh my gosh.
Or
What-
come Halloween this year, we can all wear those masks instead
There you
of
go.
costumes.
Oh yeah, it's stuff costumes. Oh my gosh, that would be awful. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of, costume though that's going to be a COVID, the little thing with the,
Yeah,
I'm waiting for that.
Last year, this Halloween behind the screen just didn't do it for me.
Oh, you know what Kamako needs to do? They need to do. They need to be at chili cook-off.
Okay.
We're having a chili cook-off on Halloween, and it's costs nothing to enter.
Where are you going to do it?
To do at Ponsicle Park in Doral, in Coral Gables,
Okay.
and it's on a Sunday, and it's from like you have to be there by 9 in the morning to set up because you have to make your chili.
Sure.
So you can either be a sponsor, Kamako could be a sponsor, or they could be a sponsor and have their own chili thing. And wouldn't it be fun to make some kind of Latin American chili?
Oh, we can get pretty spicy with that.
No, seriously, you need to do that.
Yeah.
That's my Rotary Club. That's our big
I love
fundraising
it. I love
event
it.
for the
Let's
year.
talk about it. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then the day before, the Coral Gables Women's Club has a Halloween party. So the Women's Club is going to be there, and Community Newspapers is going to be there.
I was honored to be the MC
Yes, you were.
And it
for
was
our
February
gala.
29.
We just made it.
We just made
Under
the
the,
cutoff.
oh my gosh. I know. I almost forgot that it was in 2020. I said, we actually had a gala for the Coral
2
Gables.
weeks later, the national emergency was declared. by the
Exactly. And one of my favorite people in the world was one of our honorees, Lynn Bauer.
Yeah.
And Lynn just became the Citizen of the Year for our Rotary Club. So this year she got honored again. So
Terrific.
yeah, and well deserved. And she's a big supporter of the Florida Grand Opera that's in Doral too.
Great organization.
So yeah,
Great
yeah.
organization.
So you need to get them involved with Kamako as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have a lot of work to do, but we're
Yeah.
very excited, and
Yeah.
this has been terrific fun. This is
Yeah.
great.
Well, I'm so glad to have you here today and to learn more about Kamako, and to see what you're going to do in the future, because I know it's going to be awesome. Again, I want to thank Baraha Medical Institute and a company of Quigley Eye Specialists and South Florida PBS, my friends over there, Janesi, Denise. Thank you for everybody there. And they have a Dr. Q&A also. You can go on 7:00 at night and ask doctors questions. And
through the health channel.
Through the health channel,
Yeah.
right. So pretty cool. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next week with Rudy.